What's going on, guys? We're back here with another episode of Franco. I think I'm actually going to change the name, just because I don't really like the name. I'm not sure quite what I'm going to change it to, but yeah. I'm sorry for the wind if the audio's not very good, but I can't do a whole lot about that. But today, we're back out here. You read the title. Today we are doing Senko tips. We're once again at my pool. I'm just out here. I'm doing some more tips. So yeah, right here we're gonna get right off the bat on tips on a Senko. Now, if you don't know what a Senko is, this is what a Senko is. Kind of a plastic worm. It can imitate a number of things. Well, a lot of times, like this certain color, it's actually called baby trout, because bass will at times think it's a trout if you fish in a lake with trout in their place. But I'm just rigging on a new one. This is a Texas rig. In fact, I'm going to do a video pretty soon about how to rig a Texas rig, so stay tuned for that. So we're going to get this thing rigged. And this is what a Texas rig is. It has this weight that goes up and down on the bottom. This weight's a little bit messed up, actually, from hitting rocks and stuff. I haven't really had thought to put a new one on it. Does it, especially if we're in a pool where there's no fish. But just give a couple tips, it'll work. So I got line wrapped around the rod, but oh boy, we got a huge tangle. Oh no. I got some mono on here, some 17-pound mono, and I found that it messes it up a little bit more. Some braid. But just like this, the way I'm going to work this thing is, there's a number of ways I can work it. I just got a minor backlash. But there's a number of ways that you can work it. You can kind of trudge it along the bottom with your rod tip and go like that. But I like to just hop it along. I really like to hop it along. Now, you don't have to use Senkos for Texas rigs. You don't have to. And then later in the video, this one's crazy. But later in the video, I'm going to be doing a wacky rig, which is also a Senko. You can just bop it along, you can trudge it along. There's a million different ways. You can't really work it wrong. But yeah, that is this. I think in one of the upcoming videos, I'm going to do how to rig it. And one nice thing is it's weedless, so you won't get snagged as much, because the hook's being being hidden. And then when you set the hook, a lot of times it'll just come out of it. Hook will come out like that. And you won't get on weeds as much, or if not ever. So yeah, now I'm just gonna switch up really quickly to my wacky rig rod. This is kind of my everything rod, but I have a specific wacky rig rod. So once I got that thing rigged up, I'll catch back up to you. I'll catch up to you guys then. Oh boy, I just dropped my camera. Is that alright? Alright, we're good. But right here, I got this all rigged up. Right here, I have a Berkeley. How do I get this done? Yeah, I have a Berkeley rod right here. This this rod, I only mainly use it for Senkos, just because it's very sensitive. And I just like sensitive rods for my Senkos. I've found it works better than really hard rods sometimes, especially in the winter time when you use them weighted. They barely nip at them, and that's when you gotta drive that hook in them. Now right here, I got a fairly small hook, but it does get it done. But we're gonna be going over now the wacky rig, which is also a Senko. As you can see right here, we got purplish one, purple and black. But the most common way you've probably seen is where you just take this hook, you drive it through, you cast it out there, you let it sink, and then you bop it up. and then you let it sit. And the longer you let that sit and shimmy down, that's more action, more chance the bass is gonna bite it. You bring it up to the top again, and you slowly work it back. And when your line kind of goes over the place, you probably have a fish. If not, a snapping turtle, which that has happened in some of the places where I fish. But that's not the, it's actually kind of, it's not too popular, like it's not very known, but I had somebody teach me that what you do is you grab a wacky rig tool, take a wacky rig, and you take a wacky weight. Now the wacky weight, this back end of it, you put the wacky weight up that. So this is mainly, I like to use it for the winter time when those bats aren't moving a whole lot. It's just bopping along the bottom. And it's just kind of like this. Just kind of moving along the bottom. And then you don't have to use this, but there's rings on the end here. So you pull these rings down, just like that. And you actually put the worm down here. And then when there's this little spot in it where there's not little grooves, you take this and you just slide that ring onto that. And that way, when you put on your hook, you just put it on the ring so that sometimes I've noticed when I don't use the ring, after a couple casts, my hook will just rip off. It'll rip and my hook will come off. And it gets kind of annoying because then you gotta go buy more. And it can get expensive after a while. But right here, this is, I know for sure, I mean, this is a Gary Yakamoto Senko. But you kind of work these a little bit different. I found that in April, ending of February, I like to throw this for some of the bass that are not moving a whole lot yet, where I live. And the way that you move it, you just kind of trudge it along there, bop, 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 bop. And I found that works best when it's really cold, that you just move it really slow, really slow, really slow. And then you can probably get on, hopefully you can get on some bass. So, yeah, just like that. These are the two ways, once again, you can throw on. All right, focus, focus. Come on, camera, focus, please. Oh, boy. Come on, camera. Alright, this thing's just not wanting to focus today. But yeah, the weight there, thing's just not wanting to focus. I apologize. And then there's another way. Oh boy. The wacky rig. So, yeah, here we go. By the way, if you were wondering, that's a Berkeley rod. That's a Lewis American Hero. That's also a Lewis American Hero, but that's got the Lewis American Hero rod. So, I hope you learned something or two today. Comment down below what you think I should do next in the video. Like and subscribe. And yeah, go over to my other channel. If you want, you can go over to my channel, Bass Bros Norkill. I got some other videos on there. But yeah, with that, I hope you learned something today. I've already said that. I'll see you. See you next time. There's Random Dog.